African soldiers, show your power. Show your power and free your people now. Save your people. Save
Try to keep your words
them now. From
very soft and sweet,
save your people.
because words play the real base of life. So always be a little wise. Fast to hear, slow to talk. And always remember that difficulties in life are intended to make us better, not bitter. Never quit. Those who quit never win. And as you move on in this life, always trust and believe in yourself. Believe in what you do as a person. Like that, you're going to move on no matter what. Believe in yourself as you believe in God to change your stories. It's on Good Morning Liberia, folks. Good morning and welcome to this midweek edition of the show. It pleases us being back on this 11th day of January 2023. Yes, indeed, it got to be God. Good morning. If you're there in Grand Bassy listening to us, good morning and welcome. My Gibby, River says, Bombing, Sino, Grand Crew, Nimai. Good morning to Bon County, Maryland. River G as well. Sino, it is great to be on this radio. Wapulu, Bombing, Grand Crew. That's Grand Kitman County. Maserado County. We'd like to say good morning and welcome to Good Morning Liberia on VOL 104.1 FM. It's great to be back to serve you breakfast up to 10 o'clock this morning. Too many things to talk about. Liberia needs to get better. Oh, yes. My name is April and Parker, and Harris Willie is here. Let's cross over to Harris. Good morning, Harris.
Good morning, Paco. Good morning, everyone. Those of you listening, we say good morning on this beautiful Wednesday morning. And we are great to be on the show this morning.
Certainly, it's great to be here. How was your night?
And that was great. I had a great night. And yeah, it was just as the way that I expected. And thankfully to God, we are at work this morning and strong and about to go through our day's activities. And so it's great. Is great, of course, and we give God the praise, we give God the glory. In all fairness, it's because of Him that we are still alive.
Yeah.
And so it is good that every time when we have the opportunity, we say thank you. So definitely, I'm overwhelmed this morning.
So it got to be God in everything we do. It got to be God. So we're grateful to God Almighty for providing us the opportunity to see another day. Yes, it got to be God. So this morning we would encourage you, those of you watching as well, we encourage you to share the live. And if you just to join us, good morning and welcome. Welcome to it. This is Good Morning Liberia. And we're here to serve you. It is always important to be here in the morning hours, to talk to our people and making sure that we all contribute positively to Liberia because we feel like that Liberia can get better. Who told you that Liberia cannot get better? If you ever think in that direction, and if you have that mindset, you keep on daydreaming. It's always good to trust and believe and change too as well. And it's always good to contribute to your country. Yes, contribute. It is not just what your country can do for you, like the Americans will put it. But sometimes you think what you can do for your country in return because you are a citizen, and it's good as a citizen to always think positive, do things that will, offer development, good suggestions for Liberia to be positive. So if you're joining us via our live this morning, all you need to do, just tell us where exactly you following us from. We will acknowledge you watching this morning. Yes, we want you to do that. Invite somebody to join the live with us this morning. Too many things to talk about. So we'll give you 3 minutes. Within 3 minutes time, as we share the live, we will definitely acknowledge you this morning. Those of you watching as well is good because you take upon your time to come here, in the morning to follow us to form part of the discussion. Normally, we get our guys from other parts of the world following us. Yes, it pleases us as always seeing you on the live. So we encourage you this morning. Just tell us exactly where you're following us from, and within 3 minutes' time, we're going to acknowledge you watching this morning. All of our top fans, those of you who have earned our top fan badge, will say congratulations. Indeed, we will look at the list this morning, and if our top fans are following, indeed, we will acknowledge your presence in the thing we do here at the Voice of Liberia. It's great to be here, folks. Viewers as well. It's great to be here. 12 minutes up to 8. Yes, let's say 11 minutes now, up to 8, and too many things to talk about. In passing, we have a lot to say. I think the issue of the health of Joseph Boaka, there was a press release from the Unity Party on yesterday. Yes, acknowledging that the old man is not too well and he has been seeking medication at a local hospital in Liberia, Monrovia to be precise. And that press release, Harris, we hope you can get that for us this
Mhm,
morning.
mhm.
And also, in passing, Legis has informed Liberians that the issue of the census, the conduct of the census has ended. And hopefully, on the 25th of January, the 25th of this month, I'm told the 25th. Okay, so we hope we can get that right. The 25th of this month, they will come out with our provisional results from the census issue. So it was a release on yesterday from the census. But our main talking point this morning was centered around the functions of the national legislature. Yes, the national legislature. Our main discussion this morning was centered around the national legislature. And NAMOD on yesterday released its second report uh, on sittings of the national legislature. They were able to capture some of the laws of the bills where it generated from either from the executive, the number of bills that came from the executive, the number of bills that came from the executive and the legislature as well. Yeah, so uh, the guys highlighted that, but the entire legislature, where you have members of the Liberian Senate and the House of Representatives, were being branded as weak in their oversight responsibility. Yes, they were being branded as being weak in their oversight responsibility. Oh, yes, it was what the guys from Nemo of Eli Jowl said on yesterday when they released the second report on the national legislature. And this institution has been very, very, very active. Remember, they were the same people that released the president's meter, capturing some of the activities of the president, highlighting some of the promises he made uh, before coming to the presidency. And when he got at the level of the presidency, some of the promises, has he been able to live up to some of these promises he made? in the last 5 years. So they were very instrumental. Indeed, the very first time they captured the president's promises, and you can talk. I think it was placed around main points around the country, and they talked about the president's media, some of the promises he made, and looking at the number of promises he was able to live up to, and the ones remaining. And so we will highlight Nemo's report this morning on the show. But too many things to talk about. And Harris, you got a local daily this morning. We'll do a revision of the local daily this morning, just in passing. And like we talk about Joseph Waka's health, it's always important that you know the old man is a statesman, and whenever something as such happens, or if he is now well, obviously it will be in the media. People will talk about it. So it was on yesterday, it surfaced, and we were being told that he been at the hospital since Sunday, and he went there for precaution. Yes, according to what the Unity Party said in her release late yesterday evening. If you deeply followed that report, that particular release, it came out some part of this morning. So when I woke up at 4:30, and that report, that release, I came across it between, it was just 3 hours ago. So if you look at the time, so it was just some part of this morning when that particular release came out. So we will definitely read out the release on yesterday. And glory be to God, Liberia's finance minister returned on yesterday, and his hand was placed in a casting kit. Yes, but it has to be God. It got to be God, and glory be to God. And Liberians' prayers worked. Yes, so Liberians were praying that the minister returned sound and safe. And yes, indeed, the minister of finance returned on yesterday via the Roberts International Airport. Lots of photos surfaced about the minister on yesterday upon his arrival in country. So we say, glory be to God. It got to be God. It hasn't really been easy for him and his wife. So, and like we said, the photo we saw on yesterday, his hand was placed in a casting kit. You know what that means? So apparently his hand uh, is not too okay. Yes. So the minister, but he returned yesterday to Liberia. Anything from the they yeah. So on yesterday as well, that was day before yesterday, we tried following the National Elections Commission released or launches or launched key electoral dates, talking about registration, the timetables, and the rest of it. Yeah, so when the issue of registration was started, what are the areas of target interest and as well, and what basically they will be involved with as an electoral body. But one of the things the National Elections Commission needs to settle is the filthy state of that institution. The headquarters is very filthy, and it will not be a good thing. An institution that go about doing the pronouncement of people winning elections in our country. Sometimes you see other civil society organizations, other world body coming to Liberia, visiting that particular institution, and the headquarters is in a deplorable state. It doesn't sound well. So Voice of Liberia visited the headquarters of the National Elections Commission some part of last year. Late, that was on the 12th of December. Yes, I still remember the 12th of December. And Voice of Liberia established that particular institution is very filthy. Yes. So there is nothing to sugarcoat about the entire thing. It is dirty. Yes. The place is dirty. So it trickled concerns, and a young man too decided to raise the issue And the man said, uh, they people need to paint that area. So McLean Rana had taken a cup of paint to the National Elections Commission to start painting the area to call their attention. Look, that type of shameful thing shouldn't be happening. Yes, man. That type, it is too disgraceful for an electoral body to suffer such a setback. It is disgraceful for an institution, a key institution, to suffer such a setback that a private citizen will have to use a cup of paint to call your attention, even when the media raise it, that your institution is very dirty and you needed to have done something since the 12th of December we in January. The national election has refused. They reneged and they ignored the thing that Voice of Liberia said, that the place is dirty and they needed to clean that area. And private citizen had to go to that level to say, we paint the area, we'll call on the government. If not, authorities here at the National Elections Commission to go about painting that particular headquarters. It doesn't sound well for us as a country. Oh, yes, it doesn't sound well for us as a country at all. And those charged with the responsibility need to come on Harris.
Yeah, sure. And this is what we say every time. Sometimes you see leadership is about responsibility. Leadership is about one knowing what to do at the right time and doing it. That's exactly what you need to do. That's why I often tell people that being responsible is saying that you are old, right? Being responsible has nothing to do with age. What it simply implies is knowing what to do and doing it at the right time. And so, if you have responsible leaders at that commissioner, or I'm saying at that commission, obviously these things won't be happening. If you have people that understand the role and the responsibility of a leader and understand what they should be doing, and all of these things call for it. So you cannot be a commissioner of that place and say your work is only to announce election results. You can be the head of that institution and say the only work you are placed there to do is during election time, and you announce the results and just be done with it.
Mhm.
Your responsibility calls for, I'm say, a call across you looking at even the structure of the, I'm say, of where you work, because it is often said, your working area is your second home, because when you leave from home, there where you spend almost all of your time, and so where you spend your time, it needs to be decent at all times. So if you can see the physical outlook of that building, then why more about inside? Why more about the bathrooms? Why more about, the facility itself? So the commissioners at that place see all of those things, and they act as if to say they are not saying it. Oftentimes, people that pass by to see you condemn that building, and the disgraceful thing about it, the building is situated right on the main
Yeah.
road, on the
Mhm.
principal street. So everyone that passed to that place, they're always talking about how the building is filthy. And I can remember the last time that building was painted. I think sometimes when Jerry Kukoya were there, right? I think it was the last time that buildings were painted or given a facelift. And since then up to now, things still continue. Even in a conference when they have, I'm saying they host most of their conferences, you enter on, you're gonna feel discouraged, because even on the walls, all of the receptacles, the way the building was, I'm saying, was built, all these things are malfunctioning. Most of them are not even in place, and obviously they don't cut the attention of those that are heading that institution. And so McLean action, for me, I see a more of like a patriotic duty, right? More of like a national duty or a citizen owned to a country. And you could see that because like some people were saying, because you have one cup of pain and a bird. For me, I see like a gateway, right? I see like directing people what to do. Yeah, that's how I treat I'm saying that action from McLean. And I want to hear him for it. You see, the youth in this country, we the youth in this country, we need to sometimes take responsibility and start to do things that those in authority should be doing. Right. So,
Mhm.
for instance, if you live in a community and you know that school, I'm saying the school in your community needs cheer, right? Despite you don't have the money to buy maybe 20, 30 chairs, but one of two chairs you will take to that school, it demonstrates that you want to do something. So if you have everybody, right, like what McLean did, you have all activists in this country, you have everyone, citizens who go out, say everybody care won't come up into that to that NCA quarter. We'll be about 50, 50 come up in again, peanut era. We'll start our own thing. Since they don't know what to do, let's tell them what they should be doing. So that's how I see McLean Asher, and it was brilliant on his part. I really loved his courage. I loved what he started, and it is my expectation that he continues and he don't feel complacent soon. And maybe some days again he can carry quarters there to cut the grass from around the building,
Yeah,
and
that place
because the place is really
that
filthy
place
of man.
is fitting.
It's really filthy.
That place is fitting. You can help us with this
Yeah,
one.
that's right.
So the Charlene Bronskin, I'm told, suffered another setback. People she considered to be her stronghold.
Yeah,
Yeah, as per what we've been following.
I followed that story from Graham Bassa and imagine almost 8 executive memos.
Wow.
People that had direct saying, right? Within a camp of Charlie Bromskin, people that, and according to what we gathered, the guys that left from Charlie Bromsky camp were the ones that made for Matthew Joe to become representative today. Uh, these are the guys that sat behind Matthew Joe at the time and explain his agenda to the people. So they were once seditions at the time, and afterward disagreement ensued, and that's how they broke off from the CDC, broke off from Matthew Joe, and they have joined. I'm saying they joined Charlie Bromskin. Not until I think 2 days ago, the guys rethink that decision, and all 8 of them left the camp. So imagine if you having a political organization and losing 8 of your executive members.
But I think the guys returned home.
That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
so
The
the
guys
guys
returned.
returned home, and one of the things I gathered so far is, like you put it, they were very instrumental for Joe to have won the elections in 2017, and as per their mandate, they had to return home in making sure that Joe is re-elected in 2017. But that's the beauty to the politics. You always see this happening. Yes, it is real. Sometimes there are people who will come on board saying that yes, we can make this happen, and they just want to observe your leadership style. So leadership plays too as well. If you are seeking a public office, the way in which you will handle some things. So if I left this camp and moved over to yours, Harris, I want to see some things. I want to know as to whether you have the vision. I want to know as to whether you have what it takes. That if I am to place my full weight, my support, my energy, when they being applied in making sure that you get elected, I want to know as to whether you can really do the work. So there are other people who would not just be moved by what you offer, you had to offer as a person, but they want to know your leadership ability because it plays a lot. There are some leaders, there are some people they appear to be very, very good in the public. They push themselves to be very good, and when you go in and interact with them, it's quite different. They are other officials, they are public
Yeah,
officials. They appear to be very good,
definitely
Harris.
towards that. And like I'm saying, like I love to borrow the word from you. Expectation, they all graduates, right?
Mhm.
So there's a high expectation when you meet people. Sometimes, like you said, the way they present themselves on the outside. I have had that same experience, right? And sometimes the way they demonstrate, the way they talk in the public, you feel that that person is the best person.
Mhm.
Not until when you get around them, then you understand why is it that that person has been left alone. Why is it that that person is struggling to preach a message that people are not listening to?
Yeah, sure.
And this things it plays out because the way the person cover themselves, a leadership style. Now, everyone will support a leader based on certain reasons, on different reasons, right? One will want to support a leader based on what the person stands for. That's one. But what the person stands for, what is it manifested? Is it?
Yeah, so you gotta check it out. Yes, yes. Go ahead. Go ahead.
What is that? What is that? What is that?
Yeah. So you just there is a little. Okay. So yeah. So it is always important. So we're not restricting the issue of the eight executive officials that left the camp of uh, Madame Bronskin, maybe restricting it to her leadership ability, but we just highlighting sometimes some of the things that can happen behind closed door, and you want to know exactly what are some of the issues. Yes, it is always important. But it's great to be here this morning, folks. Like we said, the issue of Joseph Iyuma Boaka's health. Boaka is a state mind. So if something happens, definitely
Mm.
it concerns everyone. So
Right.
on yesterday, the news surfaced that Boaka was seeking medication at a local hospital in Monrovia. And the Unity Party came out with a release on yesterday. I think
Mhm.
Harris, you got a
Mhm.
release. You can actually
And the Unity Party was fair. I love the way they were swift to
yeah to have
put up the
responded
release and
to
yeah,
that particular
yeah.
thing, so you
So
could.
so it says
Mhm.
for immediate release, January 10, 2023, the stand-up burial of the Unity Party Ambassador Joseph Newman Bwaka checked into a local hospital in Monrovia on Sunday, January 8, 2023, for precautionary observation after he felt minor fever. The UP informs the public that Ambassador Bwaka is fine and in good health. The Unity Party notes with delight that Eastern burial sought medical attention at a hospital in Liberia, something which demonstrates his commitment to repose trust and confidence in Liberian institutions. The Unity Party is deeply gratified by the merit of concerns from partisans, well wishers, and supporters elect and calls on the general public to remain hopeful of a better agenda for Liberia's transformation, guided by the able leadership of Ambassador Joseph Newman Burkhardt, and signed Unity Party National Secretariat. So this is released right here.
Yes, so
But the second paragraph in that really actually caught my attention.
yeah, so
It says
what
it
it
says
says.
the Unity Party notes with delight
Mhm.
that Eastern Liberia sought medical attention at a hospital in Liberia, something which demonstrates his commitment to repose trust and confidence in Liberian institutions.
That's the second
The
paragraph.
second paragraph.
Yeah, so
The
this
second paragraph.
is
Mm,
where so this is where I'm taking. I want to take serious a section, to
mm,
this particular release. And in all fairness, yes, it is good, it's timely that the National Secretariat of the Unity Party responded to this particular news that the old man hasn't really been well. Yes, it is important. And it is always good to come out in the midst of some of these speculations, and at the end result, you want to clarify. Yes, it's good to do that. But again, they said the Unity Party notes with much delight that its standard bearer sought medical attention at a hospital in Liberia, unlike officials of the CDC government who are constantly flown on the next flight to foreign hospitals. Look, this entire, though you guys are political institution,
Which one?
but
Which one release you?
they particular release here from United Party.
But this one is on the official Facebook page. Does it different from that?
My man, I'm telling
Because
you,
because I'm not seeing that
I'm
part here
telling
really.
you, if
Maybe
I told you, right?
maybe the guys have edited
I told you, and
and
you
removed.
see,
Yeah, that's it.
go to, it was just 6 hours.
6 hours ago.
And I'm telling you, the time I got a particular release,
Yeah,
it was 3 hours after it was
it
posted.
is perfect that you screenshotted it so
Yeah.
that
I screenshot the entire
yeah,
thing.
because what can happen is that incidents when they happen,
Yeah.
they removed that part you talk
Mhm.
about has been removed because it seems to be that
So when you were talking about the second paragraph,
Mhm.
you were talking about the
That's-
second paragraph. I was taking I was like surprised. Yes, they said the man felt a light fever. So to be on the safe side, he had gone there to observe his health. Okay, granted, we understand. But this is the part where the Unity Party said,
Okay,
just look into that.
that's true, because if you read a comment down, right, 2 hours after that post, there's a comment that says, "I don't care what say or do, President. We are 12 years setting. You can't fool anyone." So
The people edited.
they reconcile what you say.
The people edited the statement. The statement came out January 10th, 2023, right? January 10th, 2023, where they did that war precautionary, all those on their observation, all those stuff, then we got it. But this is the point. They say the Unity Party notes with much delight that its standard bearer sought medical attention at a hospital in Liberia, unlike officials of the CDC government who are constantly flown on the next flight to foreign hospitals. Look, when Joseph Boakai has a record, let's be real about this. Does Joseph Boakai have a record when he was sitting or situated in a place as vice president for the Republic of Liberia, of not being flown out of country whenever he has a health problem? So you guys have to present those records or the records that you got in your possession. Look, you politicize the health of this old man. It is of concern. Yes, Liberians are concerned because Boakai is one of the top opposition figures in our country. Liberians are concerned, yes, because Boakai is a statesman. Liberians will be concerned about Boakai's health because he is the former vice president for this republic. But if you will come out now to say, unlike the CDC government or government officials who are flowing out of the country for medical, check out, or seek advanced medical treatment, look, these things happen, or these type of statements come out when you are not close to power or when you're not in power. Oh yes, that's when the man will tell you that, hey, in order to this is another area. I don't know whether they capture it in the second report. He said the Unity Party's standard barrier is quoted as saying, "I want to continue to seek medical attention in Liberia and will do everything possible during my administration to make our hospitals destination of choice for all classes of Liberians seeking medical attention." Is it in that particular one?
No. It's in
I know what a minute deal. So, just to clarify that, yes, the old man is not too well. He had gone there to observe his health. Anybody can go and observe, their health. So, but if you will come up with a statement to politicize the health of the former vice president, the Liberians are concerned about this. It places us in a position to critique the statement because some of the things that were said shouldn't have been said and they were not in the right direction.
And that's why we say every time there are times when the politics are necessary, we talk the politics, right? And something that concerns and every Liberian is concerned about, you be fair to it. That particular release, I felt a provider update as to the current health condition as we stand with the ambassador, the former vice president. Because the thing about it is that there are Liberians that support the Unity Party. There are Liberians that have reposed trust and confidence in Ambassador Boakai. So whatsoever thing that affects him, obviously affects those Liberians that are trusting him. So by this time, you should be informing the Liberian people as to where is Ambassador Boakai, what the doctor advised him, and what are the doctors saying, right? But if you come out and want to politicize the whole thing and says that Ambassador Boakai had a record of being in Liberia and get treated in Liberia, at what time did Ambassador Boakai start receiving treatment in Liberia? When he was in power, all of the time he fled the country and went for proper checkup abroad, proper treatment. You, the same Unity Party, issued statements in this play and told Liberians that the ambassador, the vice president, has flown out of the country for proper medication. It is today, it is now that you know that the health system in Liberia is strong and able to take it, that you want to politicize this entire thing. So I think they should be more concerned about his health at his time. They should be more concerned about what he's stand. I mean, where is he now? And be informing your supporters. By this time, you should be informing your supporters, right? And more of want to politicize the whole thing, want to cancel and want to make it look like, I mean, you're running campaign of the condition, you want to buy the sympathy of Liberians. I mean, these things are not necessary. Obviously, they are
So
not necessary.
the guys decided to. I think people called them to order. So the first statement they released,
Mhm,
like 2 o'clock, I'm on
mhm,
the internet. 2 o'clock, I'm on the internet, and once I come across
mhm,
certain thing, sometimes some important issues coming from people who considered, people who consider to be, statesmen, people who are or valued in society and stakeholders. I will screenshot because sometimes, anytime they think they can
mhm,
somersault on what they say. So the particular statement, the first statement released by the Unity Party National Secretariat, is quite different from the one that when they released the statement 3 hours. So they went to edit the entire thing. So the guys decided to politicize this entire thing. That Ambassador Buaka, will continue to seek medical attention in Liberia, unlike government officials who have been flown out of the country whenever they ill. Look, it doesn't work that way. That particular thing cannot help. That particular statement you placed in your press release the very first time cannot help. You people continue to make the same mistake over and over and again, and you
mhm.
think you can get positive result. It doesn't work that way. People are concerned, yes, that the old man is not well. He is a former vice president. People will be concerned. And glory be to God, you guys were very, very timely to have brought out that release, but try to politicize the entire thing. It is not right.
That's
So
all right,
we hope the
honestly.
guys from the Unity Party can really look at that. It is important for us as a country. They really need to look at that. Not everything you will politicize in this country. Oh yes, not everything. We're not taking calls on that particular issue. This number keeps calling, but we're not taking calls on that particular issue. Harris, I came across a story yesterday about a little girl being raped.
Mhm,
Liberia is turning into something in Bapolu County. They said the police in Bapolu County has charged and sent to court a man named Francis Dennis, age 42, for allegedly raping a 13-year-old girl. The name we've heard in New Bopolu community, Bopolu City. The victim lamented that on January 2, 2023, at the hour of 7 p.m., when the accused, Francis Dennis, told her to go to his house for some things in a dark forest community in Bopolu City where he lives. And accordingly, Francis then allegedly jumped on her in his room and took off her clothes, start to have sexual intercourse with her. And the man told the little girl that if you tell anyone, I will kill you, and run away. That's what he said. And then the victim said that the accused, Francis Dennis, also put cloths to her mouth to prevent her from,
shout out.
screaming and the rest of it. Real men don't rape. But what is Liberia turning into? Their underage girls are being victim of this ugly attitude. What is happening? With all of the warnings and the seriousness, the state of the emergency being attached to the issue of rape, Liberians protested in this country. They stood toward against the issue of rape, and the president saw it as a national emergency and indeed declared rape as a national emergency. But still, the guys haven't understood what it takes to not harm the future of these underage girls.
Mm.
What is happening in Liberia? This is really serious.
Definitely, Parkour, it is really serious, and the lives of females in this country continue to be threatened. Our sisters have been raped on a daily basis. There have been domestic violence is taking over on a daily basis. Women in this country continue to live in fear. If you haven't experienced that, or if you haven't witnessed or seen of that, I have. And I've come to realize that this is more of not the Liberia we want. This is not the Liberia we saw. This is not the Liberia we envisioned. We envisioned a Liberia where men and women will live equally in this country. We envision a Liberia where everyone will have the right to do what they want to do and do things at their way under the law, right? But women and girls in this country, Parker, their lives continue to be threatened.
Mm.
For our women, domestic violence is taking over, right? For our girls, children, they have been raped on a daily basis. When they are not raped, they are killed for different purposes and things. So how can we build such a Liberia when women that play the vast majority, I'm saying that the whole vast majority of the country's population have been treated, have been marginalized, have been raped, and experience the worst side of society. That's why Patrick Lumumba said in one of the quotes, the day Africa realizes the importance of woman, that day Africa will be great. So it boils down to Liberia, right? On the decision making tables, we don't have women in their numbers. At our homes, our women, our females have been ill treated, and our girls, children as well, have been marginalized to this point. So rape in this country, Parker, we have said it oftentimes. It is one of the questions I left asking myself: what really is taking over our men in this country? What really is taking over the men in this country? That you see, imagine a situation with that little girl, right?
Yeah, 13 years old.
13 years
13 years old. As you go as far as 3, 5, 6. Are you kidding? Look, look, we as citizens of this country need to be very serious. Look, I don't know. Is it that the institutions responsible for telling the people or creating awareness? So how do you want the government or institutions that are responsible to create awareness in this country that you shouldn't rape? You damage the future. Look, you can be doing this to people who consider to be future leaders. 13 years you rape her. You damage the future of that child. You damage the future of that child. And that's why people have suggested over the time that anyone who will fall, be caught in that habit, either they castrate you or you bear a severe punishment.
Yeah, and I think it is time we begin to elevate that, so that I think government see way to come up with some other harsh restriction on this thing. Because the problem by it, all of the laws on the book that when you are raped, it is not bearable, you go to jail. People are still
Taking advantage.
So what can we do? We check. You see the problem by it. When something continues to give you hard, and you find a way to sort it out.
You find a way to sort it
If
out.
this is the only problem, this is the only thing the guys will continue to do to our girls' children, they will take it all the way around. That when you commit an act, once you found guilty, we execute you. So if that is a way to wish that this thing will be, this thing will be wiped out of our country, then we do it. Because the thing about it is that we got to protect our women and girls in this country. We got to give them reasons to feel why they are Liberian citizens.
What is the feature of those who are at age
Mhm.
1, 2, 3, and they listen to their parents advising them to be careful, that there are evil men around who are molesting them, who are damaging the future? And what runs to mind if such an advice has been given to a child? That child becomes hopeless because there is no society that can protect that particular child. That a 13-year-old child has been taken advantage of, has been raped, and the future of that child is being damaged, and people sit there, and sometimes when the guys are being brought to the spotlight, and then they tell you that they don't know what came over them. Look, we need to take the radical approach. Oh yes, we need to take the radical approach, because we cannot afford seeing our children live in fear like the way they would do. It is not called for. So those charged with the responsibility,
Yeah, they need to do more.
you need
They
to
need to
come
do
out.
more. You
The
get what?
thing about rape
You have
is
you
seriously,
have you
is
have one
seriously,
gentleman in the community. We sit home and drink all sort of alcohol and thing.
yes.
When all of that influence and damage the future of a child, damage the future of a little girl. I mean, say the one I get with me is that after the entire thing, the trauma that person lives with,
Yeah.
right? For the rest of their life, they go through this thing. For most of them are not strong, they are left in a miserable.
Yes.
Their life ended miserable. So for the few that muster the courage to stand tall and fight back what society has placed for them, they just few. For most of those that have become survivors of rape have end out sometimes to just for the rest of their life and just do things all of the way because the person feels again there is no society to protect them. They feel that there are no reason, there are no more reason, no reason to keep hopeful that they have a Liberia that will stand by them during these times. And these things continue to
It
happen. And
is.
the problem is that it is happening on a daily basis.
Yeah.
Yet
Around the
we don't talk
country,
it, yet we don't say it with our mouth. We don't talk it on the surface. And nothing.
it is serious.
And
This is
nothing.
serious. And I think the lawmakers are there. We need to attach another emergency to this entire thing, to make it more stronger, because being a non-bailable offense in our country, and where when you do it, they will have to put you behind bars. You stay there. But again, is it really helping? The examples that have been set, the people are still involved into this particular thing, and we think it is important to add another value, another attention to this thing called rape, or else, hey, the little ones will not think that there is a society tomorrow that will protect them when they should have grown up, or even at the stage they are, they have someone that will protect them. Real men that's supposed to guard them, they are the ones harming them. When when someone who's supposed to protect you become your oppressor, they start to oppress you. I think it is not a healthy one for our state. It's on Good Morning Liberia. Good morning to you, Bishop Waters. You following the show live from the United States of America. It's good that you're here this morning. So, like we said this morning, folks, our main talking point. I know the lines are blinking. No, we will not take calls, but we'll take calls after this conversation. Yes, after this conversation, we'll take calls, and you have your say. Today, the national county meet resumes. The quarter. That's the semi-final. Yeah, the semi-final of the ongoing national county sports meet resumes on today, and we have 4 counties. There was a good write-up done by Ishmael a good sport follower as well, and he did an certain thing the men did that followed about Real Madrid. I think their last game, yes, their last game, that game when they were defeated this gone time, when they
Yeah.
were defeated,
Yeah,
it
they
was
were.
on Saturday, right?
Saturday, yeah,
When they were
they
defeated, I think he
defeated.
analyzed
Uh,
that in the starting 11, the coach of Real Madrid did not use a French-based player, or not a French, but a
the Spanish based.
Spanish-based player, meaning all of the players that played in the starting lineup all came from different countries, and they made up the lineup. And it was the first of its kind in the history of Real Madrid, since information, you know, to have done that. So I followed that particular analysis, and I was glued to it. And then he did another one again for this county meet. And this morning I will highlight Ishmael's analysis this morning on the county meet, when we give the people the opportunity to predict. We have Lo-Fi in the tournament, we have Bon, you have Nima, you have My Giri, of course, is in the tournament. Harris is bombing is out of the
The thing,
tournament.
the,
They
the
did
thing,
not
the thing,
see.
the thing about the
They
counter
did not
meet,
see. They did not see
the thing about
the
the counter,
daylight.
the thing about the counter meet this year is that, especially the stage it has reached, right, the semifinals. All of the four teams left, all of them deserved to be champion. That's the
Mm.
first thing you need to identify it. Because if you look at where they came from, the games they play, and how they surpassed their way to to reach that point, it tells you that all of them
So,
deserve
Iris, I want you to
deserve to
keep
be
your
a champion.
analysis. You will
But
definitely do
but
that.
but but the thing about
Also,
it,
you want to talk. You want to comment on
but the
your
thing about
brother.
it, Maggie going against Nima,
Uh,
is more of like an elephant.
let's hold you there,
I'm
Harris.
coming.
We
It's
will
more.
definitely
I'm coming quickly.
we
It's more
no
of
during that time we will talk about it. But I hope yes, during that time we'll talk about it. Sorry, but during that time we'll talk about it. Okay, folks, this is the main issue we want to talk about this morning. Those of you just joining us would like to say good morning. Those of you watching as well, we appreciate you. But this is the main issue, and it clearly focus on the national legislature. Monday of this week, we initiated a discussion, fellow Liberians, where we decided to highlight uh, this legislative break given to lawmakers. Mind you, 73 at the House of Representatives, 30 at the Liberian Senate. They were given this constituent break to go and talk to the people, to engage their people, brief people who elected them, their employers, uh, as to their work they have done at the national legislature. Fellow Liberians, it was interesting to note that upon this entire discussion we initiated with our correspondents this come Monday, we were being informed that majority of the lawmakers were unable to reach out to their constituencies and to report to the people. Look, it is important that when you are given the responsibility to lead at the level of the national legislature, what effort you do should come from the people. Oh yes, the bills that you will put on the floor should reflect the views of vast majority of the citizens. The decisions you will make, you will take, some of the signings you will do should come from the people. There should be direct instruction from the people. Liberia is a typical example of lawmakers being don't care, touching the hope and interest of the ordinary citizens who elected them to power. We initiated that conversation Monday. We spoke with our correspondents to know as to whether there were town hall meetings or whether there were reports made by some of the lawmakers. Mind you, there was this report in our correspondent reported from Maryland. There are citizens of Plebo, I think Plebo, yes.
Yeah,
was
in Plebo Solo District.
Where Buffer Chimas, who is the Speaker of the House, the Speaker of the House, was being harassed, was being bullied, and he was being made to tell the people some of the works he have done at the national legislature since he was elected as representative for District 2 Maryland County. Imagine at the level of the speaker, the citizens are angry, saying that you cannot report. Then what more about even those who are not holding positions at the national legislature who are just common floor members? This is it. The issue of oversight is important, and it plays a major role as lawmakers who are being elected by the people. Oh yes, it plays a major role. The line of oversight The issue of representation. Who are you representing? The citizens. Who sent you there? The citizen. The thing about leadership is to serve. Who are you serving? The people.
But I said about Paco, there were made mistakes. I'm saying there were mistakes being made in Liberia, right? Leadership, like you said, is about service, but in Liberia, leadership is to be served.
Oh yes,
That's it.
It has been turned around.
It's turned around. So, if you are a representative, if you are elected in the legislature, your duty is to represent, is to serve the people. What the people say is what you're going to do. But in Liberia, it's all the way around. You will be telling the people what you want to do, what you think is good, right? And you do it, and you want them to worship you. That's why you see when lawmakers, when they go somewhere, they want the attendance, they want the place to be packed, they want the people. By right, you should be reaching out to them, not the people reaching out to you, because the position is given. The position given you. They said, go and represent us, because every one of us can leave from here and go there to make the decision. So we trust you and want you to go on behalf of us to speak. So what happened is in Liberia, the issue of the speaker the last time, Miriam, was a typical example of a leader for failed leadership.
Oh yes,
it's a typical example of failed leadership, because as a leader, your work speaks volume for you. What you do is what the people look at, is what the people cherish you for. So you can't be a leader and go in your constituent area and the people are dissatisfied to that extent. Like, you listen, right? The youth group themselves and said, we need district report today. You got to get rid of us. What it tells that over the time they may have sat in that place and not a single time they have provided district report. They have constituent break. You listen to the correspondent, they're gonna.
Yeah.
And one of the good things we did was that we initiated that discussion before Namo came up with that report.
With that report.
So it set the stage, it set the path, and this one of the things quickly I want to bring in that those of you, we encourage you to follow this program, right? Because we tailored our presentations in a way that it reconciled with national conversation. We had that with the correspondents. You listen to them
because they are in the counter.
They follow the day-to-day activities. You listen to Obi Smith. He gave you a diagram of Bonkande from District 1 up to District number 7. All of those lawmakers. You listen to
the Ruben
from
1 to 9.
You listen to
Housing as well.
I mean, the rest of the guys, right? They provided updates on each of those lawmakers. And we do a follow-up, speak with citizens. They told us that the people, the constituent break, none of them, they found pleasure staying in Monrovia with their families and what they don't go back. If there's time that you have to meet with the people and sit with them, right, and they tell you what they want, the moment you enter for the sixth session, you already have an agenda. You already have what on your plate, the concerns of the people. But what happened? The guys will be at the house and somebody, you find a lawmaker saying all of the counties, all of the districts should have flare. I think that's one. Tell me real. The last time Steve Zako, I want to be precise, he said we might change the color of the Liberian flag because it's rare. What's that? It's because the person don't have agenda.
If you lack oversight and the issue of representation,
definitely.
When you don't know your function, these are things you do. So we'll read out Nemo's report this morning for you. Some of the things he said, but we just want to highlight a few of the things we've been talking. And I don't know as to whether it will surface in Nemo's report to really reconcile with some of the things we have said times with our number on this radio, and we will keep on. But let's look at a clear definition of an oversight. They say oversight refers to the actions taken to review and monitor public sector organizations and policies, plans, programs, and projects to ensure that they are achieving expected results, represent good value, and the issue in compliance with policies, laws, regulations, and ethical standards. The lawmakers can be very robust when someone dresses recklessly and go at the national legislature. They can put the people outside, but common oversight they are unable to do on the line of legislative supervision. All right, legislative oversight. It refers to the review, monitoring, and supervision of agency, programs, and policy implementation, and it provides the legislative branch with an opportunity to inspect, examine, review, and check the executive branch and its agencies. Oversight. Oversight. So, do you have a functional legislative body when they failed on the line of oversight, when they failed in oversight? This thing, the core oversight, plays a very important role, as we just read out. Oh, yes. It monitors, it checks on the executive branch of government and all of the institutions within the executive branch. So, if you have an institution that fails in oversight, what do you expect? What do you expect? So it is important for those who are being elected by the people to be more robust. And I will come to the point where one of the reasons why you see concession companies like the Western Cluster deal they're talking about, where citizens and now are angry and they're calling on the lawmakers, those the bombing legislative caucus, or those from the western side, the counties, to do the honorable thing by bringing to book or doing the necessary thing, getting the direct benefit. So where on the concession, because someone can do iron ore, then you say they will be holding iron ore by road. You know what type of effect it poses to the lives of the people? Now we talk about Asla Mental here. They talk about they get 800 million deal, and then the speaker the last time we're talking about it was a new day for the national legislature, members of the House of Representatives, to have rejected that particular deal, send it back to the executive branch to renegotiate. They were all charade. They were all mad bluff. Oh yes, because we are headed to a crucial process. So they decided to do some things that the citizens was. You know how many citizens were against that as that matter? That's why you see they say the sponsor counted me. All those things in there are so charade. They can't mean the sponsor when the men go for break. You see them on the television. They're saying things even in their own areas they operating. You cannot feel that people being living in that area. There is no life in that area because the lawmakers have failed to live up to their oversight responsibility.
Asala Meta is playing a very smart game on the library.
Oh yes,
you see, especially in relation to the county meeting, right? The people are using it as a pure PR, right, to set a good image at the expense of the Liberian people. So yes, imagine even on the poor you will hold on our fee, you see a sort of metal on it, right? It gives a sense to the ordinary Liberian. Go there and say, but I thought the people say they go back. None of the people doing that one. None of the people doing that one. You see when we go for a break, when the economy goes for a break, you see on the stream, they demonstrate everything. Yeah. So showing you all that a beautiful picture. So the 35,000 capacity of SKD occupied by Liberians. 35,000.
They've been reduced, I think, to 19,000 because of the bucket.
Yeah, the bucket. The 19,000 Liberians on that field going home with the mindset. I'm saying the mindset that Asala Meta is doing good. They are better. I'm saying it's a good thing that happened to Liberians.
This is a game, Harris. You talk about it. People are playing smart games. This is the game, right? Whenever the national contest supposed to be is coming, the Ministry of Youth and Sport will put out a bidding process, and at the end result, they look for sponsorship, right? And then the lead sponsor will take majority of the publicity stuff and things. So this is what happened. So Asala Meta will brought and they put up good money, and at the end result, they be named proud sponsor of the entire thing. That's how they play that game. But see the road that even leading to their operation site. See the road leading to the operation site. So the people get more out of Liberia, give less, get more, and then the lawmakers who are to play their oversight, who are to make for their oversight responsibility to work properly in the case where ArcelorMittal and other concession companies will do the needful. They're there, they play lip service, they act as if nothing is happening. But this is what Nemo said. They entitled the entire thing, they said, more laws enacted, but weak oversight remains. Nemo new report suggests. So there was this institution that did it. Okay, so they said Nemo Partners for Democratic Development is pleased to present the second edition of the Legislative Digest. The report presents findings for an assessment and monitoring of the legislature of Liberia in 2022. The Legislative Digest is an annual publication of the institution fostering legislative openness, responsiveness, and accountability in Liberia. The second edition of the Legislative Digest covers the period from January 1, 2022 to December 31, 2022. The first edition, published in 2022, covered the period from January 1, 2018 to that's December 1, 2021. They see assessment found that. So let's look at this is how the guys analyze the entire thing. Say the assessment for number found out that the legislature held 167 sittings, 167 sittings, of which 106 constituting 63% were regular sittings, right? 167 sittings, of which 106, which is 63%, were regular sittings. 36, which is 32%, were secret or executive sittings. 9, which is 5%, were special sittings. 16, 10% were extraordinary sittings. There were 29 public hearings heard during the year. All secret sittings were held by the House of Representatives in 2022. The legislature, let's look at the passage of bills. The legislature passed a total of 53 bills during the year 2022, of which 35, which is 66%, came from the executive, which is the presidency. So yeah. So the 53 bills that were passed into law by the national legislature, Nemo is informing us Liberians that 35 of the 53 came from the executive, which is the president. So the president was very instrumental to have submitted 35 bills, amounting to 66% of the total bills that were passed at the national legislature in the year 2022. They said from the executive, okay, they said 12, which is 23% from the House of Representatives. So all the lawmakers, they got 73 lawmakers. In 1 year time, they were only able to pass 12 bills. 12 bills. The House of Representatives, from the House of Representatives. And 6, you got 30 senators. 6, which is 11% from the Liberian Senate. The total budget allocated to the legislature in 2022 amounted to US $64,383,926. Not Liberian data, but US data, fellow Liberians. In 2022, the total budget that the national legislature received, as per Nemo's report, amounted to 64,383,220. That's $926 US dollar, American money, US 64 million. Now, what the legislature took, the Senate and that of the House of Representatives. There is no public of available financial report on the issue of the money being used by the national legislature. The issue of accountability counts. In everything you do, the issue of accountability counts. And we'll come to the point to tell you one of the reasons why the executive branch, whenever the budget has been passed, the ministries and agency do not make report. So the people informing us that there is no record, financial record available in the public space, a public year, to know that how that money, the system 4 million we're talking about, was being spent by the national legislature. No public account. That name will say A, right? They say popular demands to audit the financial records of the legislature have yielded no results. Okay, so this is where we are. This is where we are. So they say the people received 64,383,926. But again, there is no report to account for that money. And the lawmakers have argued that the national legislature cannot be audited. If the national legislature cannot be audited, then where is the issue of integrity? Where is the issue of accountability? Let's move on. They say, oh my word. Let's move on. They say the assessment did not also find any voting records or reports of ministries, agency, and concessions filed with the legislature. For instance, annual reports. You'll hear this one again. The assessment did not also find any voting records or reports of ministries, agency, and commissions filed with the national legislature. For instance, annual reports. So what is the legislature function? What is the legislature doing when there is no report? They said the publication of the first edition of the Legislative Digest increased the public awareness of the workings of the national legislature and empowered by civil society and ordinary citizens with more information to advocate for greater transparency in activities of the national legislature. Oh yes, the issue of transparency should be at the national legislature. They said this perhaps led to a decrease in executive or secret sitting numbers from 35% in 2021 to 22% in 2022. What you can go discuss in the secret sitting that people shouldn't know about. Let's move on. On the overall, the past years, 2018 to 2022, according to NEMO, the Liberian National Legislature has passed 182 bills, of which 48 constituting 24% came from the House of Representatives, 11% from the Liberian Senate, and 119, which is 65% from the executive, that the president bring the people work. That the president, though the executives do charged to send some bill, but the president, all the president tops from 2018 to 2022, NAMO is reporting that the president tops the issue of the summation of bills at the national legislature. Can you imagine that? The lawmakers, you're there, you go make law, oversight and representation. The executives there to examine what has been made, right? But the people, though they have that constitutional responsibility, but the people top the list when it comes to bills being submitted or being passed at the national legislature from 2018 to 2022. That's what the people telling us here, right? They said the annual budget of the legislature. Listen to it. The annual budget of the legislature from 2018 to 2022 accounted for is $228,666,183. Nana Liberian dollars, but US dollar. 228,666,183 US dollar. The annual budget from 2018 to 2022. That's according to NEMA. They said, despite the huge financial support to the legislature, the body does not have any regular, which is official publications on its activities, no official website for public information. The assessment did not also find any voting record, making it nearly impossible for citizens to track their elected representatives, legislative, and voting decisions. Eba, it is scary.
Very,
In
very
this
scary.
modern time and age, the legislature does not have a functional website where people can go, people who elected these people to power. That, okay, for example, the old man
And-
way in,
Mm.
the old man way in my Margibi want to know how Alpha Jones, how Emmanuel Nukwe, how Tonola, Ellen Ator, Tepuruza, and the rest of the guys at the national legislature. How instrumental was he? How robust was he to push to the agenda of the people? Then I go on the internet. I want to check, and there is no functional website to track the activities or even the voting. Whether my lawmaker was able to vote for maybe the passage of the drug law, was he able to vote? There is no record.
And it makes it nearly impossible to follow anything pertaining to the legislature. That's why sometimes you get encouraging Liberians to go and read on the legislature. Where will you find these things to read? You see, imagine in this modern era, like what Nam was saying, back on this modern era, you have a legislature that don't have a functional website. You have a legislature that you cannot find anything substantial about them on the internet to research. Sometimes when you find a thing, when you search some of these things, the only thing maybe or newspaper publication highlighting them,
Yeah, oh yes.
or this kind of release
Yeah, you
highlighting
go to-
them. But
We will bring out
I was saying, but when the legislature to have a functional website that most of the ministries have, right, where you go there and you get all of the necessary information you need, it's a problem. How much will it cost you to run a website?
I know that
body
for
like this?
2018, you got 228,666,183
to set up
US
I'm
dollars.
telling you. So, like, if for instance, if you had a website, right, and all of these things are placed there, all of the major, important, essential documents are placed there. Every time when there's a voting process going, all those are voted for or voted against have been made. I'm saying those documents have been made public. That I'm saying placed on the website. What it does is that it set people apart from these things. But now today, any law that is not in the favor of appearance, if you tell your lawmaker, person, I didn't vote for it.
Yeah, I
You tell
did.
them when person, I didn't
Yeah,
vote
yeah.
because the moment there's no record to trace.
There's no record. So
There's
you
no
go,
record.
you okay, fine. So if the citizens, the people who elected those people, they say we heard that there was this
Yeah.
bill passed and we feel it's not in our interest. You say, but I didn't vote. Where is the record?
Now, a typical example is with this Western cluster something bombing,
Mhm.
right? On yesterday or so when Senator Snow on the radio, afterwards he said he's setting the record. I'm saying the record straight. And he wasn't that one directly involved with it. Where can you find that record of trace and say what Snow said was wrong and this is the record?
It
If you
continues.
had a website of such, if you had an archive where these things are stored and we can go for them, then that's what it is. So the guys are running away because they don't want to shoot themselves in the legs, right? So they will always dodge these things and think they are the ones I want to order people. They themselves are giving me up.
So similarly, it was impossible to access reports of ministries and agency at the legislature, apparently because the ministries and agency have not been submitting reports to that body since 2018. This further indicates that the legislature has been, exercising its oversight responsibilities, and they've been very, very, very lazy in exercising their oversight responsibility. Though I don't want us to go to the findings or suggestions. All right. The suggestion for Nemo. So they say conclusion and recommendation. Although the number of secret sessions reduced in 2022 when compared to 2021, it is still not encouraging, or more than half, one third of the legislative debate sittings were held in secret or executive sessions. This undermines efforts at transparency and public participation and engagement with the national legislature. Oh, yes. So most of the times you see the lawmakers arguing. They want to defend that the legislature cannot be audited. Where you think money is going every time and there is no report on web. Look, anything that has to do with money, there should be a financial report. The last time they gave the guys in 30K and they said our what is stuff? Engagement. I challenged the legislature. I thought they were being pressurized. They came out with certain fake thing that the lawmakers will be able to make report after they should have used the money. Then the lawmakers bring the report of the 30K that were given to them just in recent time, that they make report of that particular 30K. Look, you cannot be misusing the taxpayers' money for your personal use. Can you imagine 200 plus million going just from 2018 to 2022, going to an institution and there is no record? Even their oversight. This has led to people taking advantage of Liberian citizens working at various job sites because the legislature, having the oversight responsibility, have failed to live up to it. The lawmakers now have resorted to being humanitarian. Oh, yes.
Yeah.
They are now involved into the creation of vocational institutions and forgetting about the main issues. Forgetting about the main issues. The real concerns of the people. Representing them. Sometimes there will be some arguments. So it tells that they don't even properly look at some of the things that will come from the executive because there is no the executive tops, the issue of the bill, the summation of bills, the executive top from 2018 to 2022. 2022 alone, the executive says they are tops. So what are you doing
So
at
the
the
guys
national
are
legislature?
just eating in the morning. What are they doing?
What are you doing? Oversight is key. And time for budget hearing, Ministry of Finance cannot present to you, the lawmakers, a fitting report that you will look at properly to tell me as to whether there were gains made at the Ministry of Finance, looking at the budget that you approved.
But the thing is, are the guys even requesting for it back?
The people don't do.
That's the thing.
So if you look at the budget performance report and you read through, you go to the Ministry of Information, there is no report to tell you. Go to the Vice President office. The Vice President office will tell you that if you go to the Vice President's space, they will tell you, I was able to work with disabled committee, this, that. Is that a report to substantiate what you have gotten from taxpayers' money?
And there's no report on it. Paco, what can happen even when the budget performance report come out, right? When the president to the lawmakers, the guys don't even have the patience to read through it, and understand that where are the lapses and what are some of the things. I'm saying the things that people are saying in our very reports, whether they are factual or not. Like you say, right? Or some I'm saying you listen to the Vice President of it for recently be saying reach out to the disabled community. This was what we done. I'm saying we did and
how much did you spend? Nothing.
And no one will follow up on it. Honestly, no one follow up. No, the guys are even lazy. They don't even read through the report. Even the national budget where it's being presented to them, they don't even read through it. Most of the time, when you go for budget hearing, you see one lawmaker will relax. Maybe when the first 2 pages you read through, he's already exhausted. So if you have a document about 50 or 60 pages and present to a lawmaker, no one has the time to read, to go through it and exhaust it. So anything has been said. That's exactly what they followed. So you will see.
How is the last day I was doing a checkup on the issue of the budget from Ghana. The people they summary of the budget where it will tell you they summarize the entire thing from the angle of the executive. Close to a 45-page document. And then it summarizes almost all of the things the executive did, and the amount that was spent in those areas in Liberia is just quite different. So where are we heading? So that's the report for Nemo this morning. The brain the people has been weak in handling the oversight responsibility. This is Good Morning Liberia, folks. You call us now 0770-907-907, 0880-907-907, and you'll be live on Good Morning Liberia. We're looking at the report from the Nemo. Yes, we read out the essential part of the report. It's about time you make your contribution on the show. Those of you following us via the Facebook Live this morning, you call us +231-775-1891-93. We have this person as the first caller.
Good morning.
Good morning. Let's hear you. Let's hear you. Good morning. Let's hear you. Go ahead.
I said my name is Emmanuel and I call from Liberia.
Go
Let's
ahead,
hear you,
Robert.
man.
Yeah, I'm listening to you guys. You know the issue about Arsenal letter. If people are not serious, any government that takes over, we almost, when they are not in power, the message is them bring to us. We can try to convince the Liberian government whenever they can, they do the worst thing. They do the worst thing. The government ready for our more. Or we're not tired with the government. We need people that will come and transform the life of the people. The interest they have here is once you are aiding a foreigner, whatever they will take from the people to put in their own pocket, but they're not there for the Liberian people. Even those in the opposition also, they have the same message. Now, we just elected Senator Dara Dillon to show us that in your life here, at the end of the day, life is yet to be on. We're not getting anything from Dara Dillon. The only thing after now is 9 years, you don't want to complete 9 years. So for us, it left with me as a Liberian, I will convince all of the Liberians, come sorry for the election. We not trust any man to vote them. Vote everybody out.
Okay.
We not vote back.
Thank you. Let's talk to this person. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. You're live. What's your name? Where do you join the conversation from?
Oratus Cheke, where is my name? I'm calling from the city of Brooklyn.
Let's hear you.
My concern has to do with this. I want to thank you very much for the oversight this morning in studio there. You guys are doing a great job. But let me say this to the Liberian people. And I wish that everybody will hear me and hear me right. The mistake we made in this country is to elect a person who is not fit, who is not capable enough to be a lawmaker and representation of the people. You can make mistake and elect a foolish president, but when you try that with the lawmaker of the country, then definitely that country has lost all of its future. And that is what the Liberian people have done and continue to do that, keep killing this particular country. I believe that if anybody who wants to represent a people must first understand what a law is. For many of our lawmakers, they don't know what even a law is. So at the end of the day, they make laws in their own interest. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And Harris, as per this report, I messaged the Deputy Director for Press at the House of Representatives, and I also messaged the Director Proper, and they said they will have a press conference. So I don't know what would be said within that press conference, because if this particular institution had all of the record, I want to believe they will have referenced those records instead of bringing out this report. Good morning, let's hear you.
Hello?
Good morning, let's hear you.
Yeah, good morning. I'm Thomas Bono calling from Kowa.
Let's hear you, Thomas.
Yeah, you see, the mistake part we make are all electing the House of Representatives. The mistake part we make, because those people then they are not even capable enough to say that they will make a law that will be in the interest of the citizen. They only make law in the interest of themselves because they want to put money in their pocket. And they only increase salary for themselves. They not increase salary for civil servants. They will just go and harmonize how the they can make their budget to be plenty so they can enjoy they and their children. So if we electing a lawmaker now, we should be very, very careful to know who know the law, who not know the law. Look at the other people who can go up to say that you have been elected to do Liberian people job. Then you elected to go and call somebody else and go to talk all kind of thing. It is not good at all for we the Liberian. We should be able to elect somebody who sign enough, who have the capability to do something for the Liberian people to enjoy.
Thank you. We take more calls 0770-907-907 0880907-907. Adding numbers. Call us. Oh, my worried. Good morning.
Good morning.
Let's hear the name where you called from.
This is Sekou Konate calling from Cornwall.
Go ahead, Sekou.
Thank you very much for the discussion, Humble. I am very excited today for you people exposing the situation affecting this country development today. The people don't know what they're supposed to do to develop this country. The majority of the money they are receiving, they're using it for their own benefit purposes. And whereby they're supposed to gather the money to do better things for the citizens, to be relieved, and for the citizens to get better living conditions within the society. You people are exposing the ill within the society. Majority of the lawmakers, man, they don't know what they're supposed to do. They don't know the representation they're supposed to do over there. And my suggestion is that even that secret meeting at the legislature, it is a threat to the nation. It is a very much threat to the nation. So you thank you very much for the discussion, Humble. I am happy for you people to expose the whole within the society.
Thank you. We'll talk to this person. Good morning. You live. The name where you called from? You sounding very low. You need to be audible, my brother. Hello? But I just don't know what it's.
Can you hear me? I sounded too slow.
Okay, I think it was better.
Now.
Okay. It's me. Dixie calling from Quebec.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. If you've been elected by the people, and then the people put you in power, it's God speaking, because God speaks through the people.
Mm-hmm.
God can come from heaven to elect leaders for us. But as the masses go for you, God will elect you through the people you get it. But if you deviate from the people play, then of course God will leave you. It happened in the Bible, or the Israel period, or have the elected, let's say the anointed, or King Saul. And King Saul went there after King Saul began to deviate from God's plan because of the people, he hating or David. So from there, God elect David, because God moved by the masses. So as a leader, if the people elect you, you get power, and then you deviate from what the people say for you to do, God will leave you. God will leave you. And then if the people start feeling pain from honor you, God will leave you. And then the people will select. As the people move, that's how God moves.
Okay, my brother. Okay. Good morning. Okay, 0770907907 are the numbers, and you will be live on Good Morning Liberia. 80 minutes, that's 60 minutes on after 9, 16 after 9 coming up. This county meeting.
Yeah, but we need to play some emphasis on
Yeah, this county meeting is huge today. Momentum is huge.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll take your calls, we'll take our most two, and then we'll call it a day on this segment. We just decided to highlight some of the things that you need to know as Liberians, the lawmakers, some of the things they're doing. 0770-907-907 0880. I'm saying something. What is this? I think I placed this thing here to guess. I'm gonna record. Okay, so Harris, I think we'll go for our break.
Definitely, we'll have to take our break. Teresa is Liberia's one of Liberia's biggest internet provider, fastest internet you can count on. Telecel is right here for you. So it's important we acknowledge them. Yeah. So you can trust Telecel for all of your internet needs. Just visit
I think we
Telecel.
have a caller on the line.
Should we take the caller?
Yeah, I take this
Come
person.
on in.
Yeah, good morning, sir.
Quickly, let's hear you.
Sir, my name is Ayo Makori from the borough of Kuta.
Let's hear
Sir,
it, brothers.
I want to thank this government for what they have done and they continue to do. Let me say a big hand of applause to Jawia, our president. Sir, when you look our country right now, we are facing a serious problem concerning the gun issue business. And our lawmakers, they are sitting, they ain't doing anything about it.
Okay.
Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what I'm trying to say is our lawmakers, they ain't working at all. They just sitting back, they ain't working at all. Our security sector is poor. They will put all the blame on Jawia. How you not say Jawia not doing nothing? Jawia just wants to steal the money and put the country backward. And we should of course they not like that. In trying your possible best, in trying your best, my brother. You can see Nana in the city and what happening. They been working, nothing in working, in trying your best.
Okay.
Our senator ain't doing anything.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah. So go for this break.
Are you tired with slow internet? Do you want super fast and affordable internet? Telecel Liberia is here to provide all your internet service needs. The internet is moving at a fast pace, and only super fast internet speed can help you keep up. At Telecel, our internet packages are divided into distinct categories: Mega, Optimal, Premium, Elite, and Big Business that suits kids, universities, schools, hotels, beaches, homes, offices, urban areas, and much more. Anything is possible with Telecel Liberia. Get your own streaming box for Netflix, Amazon Prime, Showmax, and more. At Telecel, our amazing 24-hour customer service is there to help you with all your needs. Telecel Liberia, super fast speed, 24 hours technical support team, the best broadband and fiber optic internet service in Liberia. For more information, please call 0770-399-399 or 0881-399-399. Or stop by our office on 3rd Street Syncor, opposite the Carter Center and GLZ building. Visit our website, telecelliberia.com. Email us at info@telecelliberia.com. Telecel Liberia, the best internet service provider, is here for you. Telecel Liberia, connecting the unconnected.
I want to flex my love. I want to impress.
Okay, this is great to be here. Telecel Liberia is on. Get yourself something so good. Okay, it's great to be here. The National County Sports Meet is on. And Harris, you were saying something. What really you wanted to say? You want to talk about how your bombing, how your bombing county was.
Like I said, the stage the county may reached. I think bombing shouldn't be the center of discussion. But given the essence of this discussion, perhaps I could provide one or two
Special
analysis on bombing issue. Right?
Yeah, I will accept that the stage has reached.
Bombing. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But bombing, in all fairness, bombing had a perfect preparation. Right? The team was well prepared. The team had all of the support. I listened to Senator Snow. Bombing had the county. The steering committee had over a budget over 20,000 are working, right? 20,000 US. So it tells you that the team. You see this year, Bombay is out. You don't even hear a crack from the players in terms of or their compensation or whatever thing. Everything was settled. Okay. So the county, the bombing citizen in the diaspora, the county leadership, supporters, everyone supported the team. Now this is the thing. Bombing won a fight game against Nimba. Right, that's against River G. Yeah, right, Bombing won her first game with River G. She drew a second game with Nimba, 4 points. In all fairness, even up to this time, this is where I have problem with the team. In counter meet, there hasn't been a history where you win the first game and drew your second game, you have 4 points clear, and yet instead you drop the group stage. It hasn't been that way. Bombing Probably the guys needed only just a joy to maintain with Lofa and be done. But I don't know that they were complacent, that they are codified or what. That's what the problem was. And they went to our uttermost surprise. Lofa outplayed bombing to the extent that even Sendosuno was very. I even followed him that he said the county team should be able to make report to the county. They should get a banner money. Because the problem about it, listen, the point was the team had a budget of working in from group stage up to final.
Okay.
Yeah, the money that provided.
Oh,
I think pretty close to 50,000 or something.
Is that what
According to what he said already about me, right? So it means that the team had a budget from the start of the tournament to finish. So say I start group stage, you bring the banner money, then put it by the cover. But it was funny indeed. And so we were surprised that Lofa, the August were. That's why I'm not supporting Lofa in this tournament. Even though Lofa win, I'll still be dissatisfied. You know why? Because Lofa
outshine your bombing.
Then is fair to bombing.
But Lofa, the people.
It's not about neighbor. It's about where someone had gone. The stage that bombing reached, Lofa by then, Lofa had 6 points. She was glad. She already came in Monrovia.
This is a traditional.
All what she needed to do was to just settle for bombing on a goalless draw or something.
Okay.
But Lofa outplayed bombing and even flopped bombing. I think 2 or 3 go over. Yeah, and settled the way for Nima to qualify.
And Nima too
was
forced to have one game.
And thankfully, thankfully is that Lofa played for bombing. I'm saying for Nima to qualify. But since Nima qualified, at least she performing that she started poor, but she's doing something. Because to read this stage, it tells you that, sometimes your starting can really be good. That of which I understand isn't there a grand buzzer and what they play for, they come over, say they only perform. That will not tell about it. But at least Nima, Lofa settled for Nima. Nima is trying.
If you look at a country that really play for
Grand Buzzer, they play for Grand Buzzer, brother. My man,
played for, is that what you're saying?
We all know how Grand Buzzer entered more. So I will not discuss.
Grand Buzzer entered with 6 points.
That's what I'm saying. The game between Grand Buzzer and Grand Cape Man remained the most controversial game in the history of this country.
The Bon country against Grand Gita.
I thought the Bon country against Grand Gita game.
You saw the goal that was scored.
That goal was perfect.
And the referee said was what?
No, that's
no, you won't bring. You won't bring.
No,
you won't bring.
It's good we set the stage this way, right?
Okay. Okay. So we're right here, folks. Today, we decided to end the entire conversation, dedicate the entire 30 minutes to the issue that counted me. But I want you to start looking for the songs for the 4 counties.
Yeah.
Lofa County.
I want to do it from this side, right? Because
Oh wow. Yeah. So you got to try as I will do 1 or 2 stuff.
So it's on that side. So we need this side we can do it. I don't know whether you're gonna not affect the live video or what. I don't know.
Yeah, it will, surely. It will.
You needed to play from this side, but
yeah.
Let me see if I can.
And I hope our producer could come in. Yeah, just say Lofa County citizen, Lofa County song, County, just put County meet. They will come. I know. Because Lofa is there.
Let you not get website. I can't be so no get website. Maybe.
For Lofa, say Lofa already. They will come because that national anthem.
And that song is a play song.
National anthem.
Like the last time we were discussing, all Lofa needs to do right now is to just remove the names, the power they are calling those officials names because because they're going to stay in power forever.
Yeah.
So where they call Momosaro, the guy's names, you just remove that part and just keep that song because that song is touching. Even those are from Lofa can still vibe to that song.
Bro.
Yeah.
So this is what Ishmael S. Willie, my senior brother wrote on his Facebook page. Like I said, he made an analysis on the issue of Real Madrid, and I was really impressed. But this is what he wrote. He says, Super Wednesday in Liberia. Ishmael S. Willie. He says, Super Wednesday in Liberia. You see, our traditional and most watched tournament in the country's semi-finals for both football and keyboard will be played today at the Theater of Liberian Football the SKD Stadium in Painesville. You see, listen to what the guy
I'm
said.
following.
He said, this is the first time in the tournament, 67 years history, for 4 countries that qualified from 2 groups, this time groups B and C, to reach the semifinals in both football and kickball. Listen to it. They say in kickball, the last 3 champions in the last 3 years in Magibi, Nima, defending champions, Lofa, and Bond are all competing for the right to play in the final come Sunday to be crowned champions as well. Nima versus Bond, 12 p.m. today. Kickball. Lofa versus Magibi, 1 p.m. today. Kickball. So the entire thing the guy is saying here is that the 4 counties, it is the first time that you see Nima girls playing Magibi boys and Magibi girls, right? Magibi boys playing Nima boys. Lofa girls playing what is the okay, so Nima in keyboard you see Nima versus Bong. Then you see Lofa. So in okay, so that's not really what he meant. So Nima in kickball will go against Bong at 12 p.m. Lofa versus Magibi at 1 p.m. You say in football, spectators are expected to be entertained as usual when 4 former champions, including the defending champions, Nima, battle for the right to play Sunday, January 15, 2022 final. Nima is the hardest carrier among the 4 counties. Nima versus Magibi football, Lofa versus Bon in football. So this is where we are.
Yeah, just carry on.
This is where we are. So they said the 4 counties in the last 4 years are among the most populated counties in Liberia, and obviously, for political reasons, the stadium is expected to be filled to its capacity. Classical display of modern football or soccer today if you can't find your way on the field. Listen to radio or watch live from the social media or keep following my page for updates and impartial analysis. So the man said in this particular readout, he said, this is the first time in the tournament, 67 years history, for 4 countries that qualified from 2 groups. This time, groups B and C to reach the semifinals in both football and kickball. This is where I've understood the entire thing. So in Group B, so meaning from Group B and Group C, so you have Bon County and Magibi in the same zone in Banga, and then you have Nimba and Lofa in the same zone from Lofa. So Nimba and Lofa qualified to the quarterfinals, and then they also reached to the semifinal. Bon County and Magibi also qualified from the same group to the quarterfinals, and they also reached the semifinals. So you said it is a history in the tournament after 67 years to see 4 counties coming from 2 groups to qualify for the quarterfinal and also to the semifinals, and one of the counties from these 2 groups will also go to the final of the competition, which will be held on the 15th. So that's it. Liberians again will turn out in the numbers today at the SKD to look at a great display of soccer. Like we said, Neymar will go against Bong at 12 p.m. in kickball, and Lofa will go against Magibi 1 p.m. in kickball. And in football, Neymar will go against Magibi in football, and Lofa will go against Bong in football, as per what the guy said yes. So as per the feature, it is clear. So thank you, Big Brother Ishmael S. Willie, for that great analysis. And our guys on the OB today, we highlight this particular analysis. It is good. You need to know that the countries that have won the tournament, the highest carrier like Nima has been placed or considered to be seen as the highest carrier of the national county sports meet, the country with the highest goal. And when the entire tournament was initiated, it's good to have these records. And today, our OB would do a sessional, aside from what they've been doing. The guys are prepared, they are charged because we have the CEO himself on the team, and the rest of the guys this morning will be at the SKD carrying them. So it's about time now. We hear from you. Oh, yes, we hear from you. We want to know your prediction. Which county you think will qualify today to the final of the competition? We have Bond County. We have Bond. And when your prediction comes true, we'll definitely read out your prediction on tomorrow on the show. Yes, the guys who will be here in the morning will read out your clear prediction, whether you won or not. We will definitely do that for you. So, which county you think will win the competition this time around, the 2022-2023 edition of the National County Sports Meet? We'll take your calls now, 0770 907 907 0880 907 907 are the numbers, and you will be live. Harris, you need to come in to help me get the county meet songs. This first person in the line. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning.
I'm Victor. Yeah, go Nima Yasi.
Yasi. Okay, let's hear you. Nima plays today.
2-1, 2-1, 2-1.
Nima will be 2-1.
2-1, M Victor.
Okay, Nima 2-1. Let's talk to this person. Good morning. Good morning. Let's hear you. What's your name? This person. Good morning.
My name is Peter A. I connect from Basin and Robert Street. We'll win 5-2.
You say who?
Will win 5-2.
5-2. Bon County will win 5-2. Okay. All right. 0770 907 907 0880 907 907. This person on line 3. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning. Let's hear you.
I'm Joseph S. I'm calling from the GSAYMCA.
Let's hear you.
My actual prediction for the county meet is for Bond County, and the score would be 2-0-2-0.
Bon County 2-0-2. What do you mean? Keyboard 2-0, girls, the football 2-0.
I'm going to carry the tournament.
Okay, thank you. Bon County. Let's talk to this person. Good morning. This person on line 1. Good morning.
Hey, good morning. What's up?
Good, I'm good. What's your name? Let's hear you.
My name is Emmanuel Singer. I'm calling from Oro Development Community.
Let's hear you.
Yeah, brother, and I call going back to the same country that I'm coming from, which is Nima County.
Nima would beat today. How much goal you think? The goal they will score, you think?
Yeah, I only giving a minute 2-1. The thing was they going past last year.
All right, buddy. Thank you. This person, good one. Good morning. Good morning. You're live. What's your name? Yazi. Good morning. Let's hear you. Nima will beat Mama. Give me 3-0.
Yeah, Nima will beat 3-0 today.
You better stop joking. Thank you. That's a prediction. Okay, this person. Good morning. Let's hear you.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning. Let's hear you. What's your name?
I'm Benjamin from Do Community.
Do Community. Let's hear you.
Yeah, Bon County beat 3-0 today.
Bon County will beat Lofa 3-0.
We'll get out 3-0. We'll put that line by the bush.
We'll see that at 4 p.m. Thanks for joining us. Good morning. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. Samuel Coach here.
Call from where, Ahmed? Johnsonville. Let's hear you. Nima Magibi, Lofa Bon. Who are you carrying?
Bon County all the way.
Bon with
But I
defeat
will
Lofa.
Huh?
How many goals?
Bigger 3-0.
Harris, is it are you okay? Thank you. Harris, are you Harris said be Lofa, so they messed
No, Lofa, you must give my prediction, Lofa.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Let's hear you.
Yeah, my name is Nathan Puba, calling from Kesali Boulevard.
Kesali Boulevard. Let's hear you.
Yeah, Mate Magibi.
Mate Magibi, Magibi.
Magibi, no Martin.
Yeah, but you know, how many goals?
I'm brother, just 1-0.
1-0. I like that prediction. Thanks for joining us.
Okay, thank you.
This person on line 5. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning. Let's hear you. Your name.
Yeah, my name is Ezekiel Esketon.
Ezekiel, let's
I'm
hear
on
you.
Lovan Sunday. The parent and the busy on Lovan. We will get them that our nephew and we will hunger for them. So we'll just get them till we want. Lovan Sunday.
Lofa 3-1. Okay.
Yeah.
This person on line 3. Good morning. Let's hear you.
Man, actually, Peace Island, Lofa County.
Lofa County. Lofa will be Bon County 3.
Lofa County
3. This person. Good morning. Let's hear you. What's your name?
My name is Abraham Maria.
Abraham. You call from where?
From Rehab.
Rehab.
Yeah.
Magibi Lofa Bon. Where you going?
I know that Nima can okay. Magibi 2-1.
2-1.
Yeah.
Thank you. Let's talk to this person. Good morning. Let's away from your receiver. Let's hear you.
My name is Trudy when I was from
Let's hear you. Go ahead. That place is Thank you. Good morning.
Hello?
Good morning. Let's hear you.
Yeah. So the argument I want to find out that which team Lofa playing today.
Lofa playing Bonk. The protest, the protest has been ruled out. I'm saying Bonk and they won the protest against Maryland, so they'll be playing Lofa.
Oh, all right.
Talk to this person. Good morning.
Good morning.
Let's hear you.
This is Toga Jesus, Bachelor of Social Library, and I've been joined Johnsonville.
Ambassador, Ambassador, man, you pa. Me, I know now.
They were unfortunate, and then I still come at the station.
Now you can put yourself on that now, Baba.
No, every after the show, just call me and then we'll interface.
When I talk about interface, you no problem. We'll call you, sir. Let's hear your prediction.
Yeah, okay. My prediction, I supported Mike Kibbe because I'm a back. I cover Baxter, and then Baxter is not there again. So Mike Kibbe will be beating my 3-1 today.
My brother, you made no mistake. You made no mistake.
Don't get me laughing.
No,
you made no mistake.
This is why I don't understand. I don't know why all the guys on Green Pass.
You made no mistake. Congratulations, brother. You made no mistake on your prediction, Baba. I saw your prediction. Thank you.
No.
I said I accept it, Baba. Maggie will beat up. Oh yes. Maggie will beat.
Maggie gonna beat. Maggie gonna be Nima.
Oh yes.
3-1.
Sure.
Yeah, 3-1. Tonight or tomorrow you call me.
I'll call you. Don't worry. I'll call you.
Thank you, sir.
We'll finish interfacing. We'll call you.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, sure. So I will completely give me a call. Then
I will call you, but you need not to tell me. I will call you.
Okay, thank you so much.
This president on line 12. Good morning. Let's hear you.
Yeah, good morning. I'm Benson Jimmy calling from Namwich Town.
Now, where you got that place?
ELWA.
ELWA. Let's hear you. Go ahead.
Well, I was saying, SKD complex. Yeah, Maggie will beat Nima 2-0.
Maggie will beat Nima 2-0. Thank you.
Yeah, 2-0. And then Maggie will carry the cup.
Thank you.
Okay,
we'll
thank you.
Celebrate that cup. Thank you, Papa. Let's hear you. What's your name? I mean, I like it, Papa. Good
I'm
morning.
calling from Moton Corner, Brazil.
Let's hear you.
The matter of March, the waterfall got a job today, just a 2-0 for Lufa
But we boys will be defeated 2-0, according to you. Thank you. Emmanuel Davis is listening. He's from Bond County. When you hear about the defeat of Bond today, he will handle. Good morning. Let's hear you. What's your name?
Yeah, my name is Emmanuel G. Calling, and I call from 13th Street, Pisa.
You from Bond County, eh?
Yeah.
Well, I thought the thing just laughing at that. So I'm a Bond County will win.
No, it's like you can predict too. Your prediction can come too.
Let's hear you.
We're going to beat those guys. You know, they are our nephew. We're going to beat them 3-2. At least not get them 2 because they will apply effort too.
Okay, Bond County will be 3-2.
3-2, yeah.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. All right, so we're taking your prediction. This person, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning. Let's hear you. What's your name?
Yeah, my name is
Kesali Boulevard. Let's hear you.
Yeah. Lufa will carry this year. And Lufa beat Bond County 3-0.
3-0, Bon County, 3-0. I feel to the men are here, man. The men are here. They'll be sitting there. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you. I will take the call from that, sir.
Good morning. Let's say quickly, name. Go ahead quickly, my brother. Don't want if of Nima. We talk to this person. Good morning.
Good morning.
Let's hear you.
Yeah. Let's be Dixon.
Go ahead.
Nima Kante will be.
I think but for me, no score. But they will get a victory. The victory will be for them.
Okay, thank you.
Talk to this person. Good morning.
Good morning.
Go ahead.
My name is Siva Family. Today, the grass from the Borokiti Mountain will beat the waterfall 3-0.
What's about your boys?
Okay.
Oh, they get so concerned about the girls.
Concerned about the girls. We talk to this one. Good morning.
Good morning.
Quickly, let's hear you. The name we called for.
Yeah, my name is Amar Kamara, calling from Jethro.
Go ahead.
Yeah, we're going to be
We're gonna contact you for, brother. The men I know you contact, brother.
Yeah, go ahead. Good morning. Oh my word. Good morning. Hello. Hello. No, right. Good morning.
Yeah.
Let's hear you.
Yeah, I'm Regiment Joe calling from Cowell.
From Cowell. Which team are you going for this in country this today?
Yeah, Nima Kante.
Nima. What's
Nima.
Nima
win 1-0.
1-0.
Fair enough. Good morning.
Hi.
Hello?
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Quickly, let's hear you.
Yeah, Lufa will win 2-0.
2-0. Lufa wins 2-0. We take more call 0770907907.
Don't gotta call this line.
Hello?
Good morning. Let's hear you. What's your name? You gotta dress away from your receiver, man. Let's hear you.
Yeah, Lufa na kere peneta. Lima na kere peneta. Lain di kigo to kere tu. La bonne.
I mean, just call your prediction back.
Okay, I want to that I'm gonna carry.
But I don't know what they got to say.
Good morning.
Yeah, man.
Good morning.
Morning.
Let's say the Nima call from.
Yeah, my name is President Pedro Zeno. From Nima Kande. Nima will defeat Magibi Kande 2-0 today.
2-0.
Okay.
Good morning.
Hello.
Let's hear you.
What thing? You call Maserati near.
I'm saying from Maserati, boy. Please call him.
When you call Maserati near.
I can't grade him in the middle of morning.
Yeah, man. Go ahead, brother.
Yeah, I said Lofa gonna be 2-0.
Lofa will be 2-0.
Lofa wins 2-0.
Okay, thank you.
Hello.
The name where you call from?
Hello.
The name where you call from, my brother?
Good morning.
You live. Let's hear you.
I'm calling from Red Light.
Go ahead, give a prediction.
Lofa will be
3-2. Lofa wins 3-2. Good morning.
Good morning.
The name where you call from?
This is Jay Gungan Coach, calling from Cotton Peace Island.
Cotton Peace Island. Let's hear you.
Yeah, God Nima, yes, yeah.
Nima will be.
We beat their older brother. I will beat them
3-2.
Yes.
It's standing against the Gibby boys right here. Good morning.
Good morning.
Let's hear you. Kerry Street. Who are you going from?
Thank you.
Good morning.
Hello?
Let's hear you.
Yeah, I'm calling from Pinsville. Lofa will be 2-1.
Lofa 2-1. Camera Pinsville. Good morning.
Good morning.
Let's hear you.
I'm George calling for Singapore. In favor of Lofa Country, Lofa will be 2-0.
2-0 Lofa wins. Talk to this person. Good morning. Hello.
Hello?
Talk to this person. Good morning.
Good morning.
Let's hear you.
I'm from Maggie County.
Okay.
Maggie will win Nima 2-0.
Maggie wins 2-0.
Maggie will win Nima. Oh, yes.
Maggie will win Nima.
So this is Bon Country song.
Mm-hmm. Good morning. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. How are you doing?
Let's hear you. The name where you come from?
I'm calling from Zimbabwe.
Go ahead, Ibrahim.
Bongana will win Lofa Kande today 2-1.
One country wins Lofa 2-1. Talk to this person. Good morning. Good morning. Hey, my boy, don't do to us.
Good morning.
Hello?
Good morning. Let's hear you.
I'm Benjamin S. Charlie calling from Paris Street.
Ben, go ahead. Let's hear you.
Yes. We Bonkande 3-0.
You beating Bonkande 3-0.
3-0.
Okay, thank you.
3-0.
Thank you.
Laugh. Good morning.
Hello?
The name where you call from?
I'm Benjamin from Upper Power.
Let's hear you, person. Go ahead.
Yeah, Bonkande will win 3-0.
Bonkande win 3-0.
Yeah.
I win.
This is my Gibby County. We will beat the one today. This person. Good morning. Good morning. Let's hear you.
Good morning.
Let's hear you. What's your name?
I'm from Mother Assembly calling from Pancho.
Let's hear you, Famata.
One country will be 2-0.
One country will be Lofa 2-0.
2-0.
Thank you.
We're telling now get money go put.
So we will beat Nima Country 5-0.
Morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Let's hear you. What's your name?
I need a little PK.
Later you call from where?
Calling from. I need a little PK.
You got your name. Go ahead. Let's hear you. Which country you from?
Hey, Morovia.
Man, which country you from?
Yes, I'm Libanian.
Yo, be Maggie, I'm a go.
I'm beating my GB with 2-0 today.
2-0, okay. The
So
plantation
yeah,
boys.
going by ass here.
Thank you.
That's
The plantation boys, the surveyor boys are ready.
Good morning.
Hello.
Good morning. Let's hear you.
My name is Ina Gabriel calling from Mama Point.
Let's hear you,
2-0.
England.
Lofa wins 2-0.
Thank you. We forgive you, Martin. We come in with fire. We take 2 calls to got here dead on the second of the show. 8 minutes to go, folks. Maggie County will be up against Niman on today. We take this call.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Let's hear you.
Yeah, I'm Samuel calling from Upper Tower.
Let's hear you, Samuel.
Yes, Makiro beat Lima 2-0. 2-0.
Oh, yes. Thank you very much.
This is a song. And that's what deserve a award, honestly. The Ministry of Youth Exponential Award.
How much time you want to give people award?
I mean, the music.
No, the first time they want to win, they not win the Academy again.
This is a music. The music inspires everyone.
So that means
No. Honestly, this
So
music.
that means no sweat.
No, it will take time for any country mission to be this Sunday.
Okay.
Yeah, the last time we checked, the only country that had a very beautiful country mission was bombing. Not until when
There was about the wall. What did that do?
Opposite Battle of Canada.
No,
You know, I want to celebrate the minute
no, talking about the one that Tony that Bearbot do.
for Barcelona.
That music,
Man. Good morning.
Yeah.
Bravo.
Let's say you.
Loba County beating 3-0.
So far 3-0. You know what set this song apart from the rest of the mission? Like that song you tell about Sonic guy where the minute we're seeing that dialect. So we're getting on Basel, we're not vibe to the music. But this music, why you don't say Loma? You don't say Loma. I mean the song you're quite across.
So you dancing to the beat.
No, definitely. Yeah.
Of the song, but that's good.
Imagine how the song stirs
but that's
the
good.
SKD when it's being played.
That's good. That's good.
That's
good.
A reawakening in the love for country meet.
My man, but take the last call. Let's
go. No, though I'm not sharing what it guys, obviously, boy.
But myself, I like the song.
The song is
I like the song. Boy, it will be not too good when I'm playing Nima too now. Oh,
wow. Yeah, you got a phone, Nima.
Yeah. Oh, that's a young boy. So there is the official Academy song 2022-2023 from Nima. All right, so folks, we gotta go home. For all this song y'all see, we will be here today.
This will be our last kind of good morning.
Yeah, you're going to my ass here.
Yeah,
you play your song.
Every time we call about John Silver with busy market, it's 3-2 today.
3-2.
This is what we're Martin for you.
Definitely all released to the summer kind of those most complex on today. Liberia's biggest traditional
sports festival.
I take the center stage at 2:12. It begins at 12, right?
Yeah.
When all of the attractions unfold and you can follow the voice of Liberia also broadcast.
Yeah, so you can trust us.
We have a farmost. We have the
best.
I mean the best all-star broadcast crew. Our OB the succinct clear, like the words of my guy Louis took back. It's succinct clear, right? And so you follow the voice of Liberia, all of the attractions as a full bring it right on this radio. But in all fairness, in my prediction, the game between Bong and Lofa was settled for an extra time. And at which time Lofa we qualified for the final.
The Lofa against?
I mean, all fairness, I will need to predict the game honestly. Okay. So the game was settled, full 90 minutes was settled for a draw, and in the extra time, Lofa were qualified. The game between Nima and Mike Gibby, it will be a tough one, a very, very tough one, because everyone will want to play more, we want to play smart so that you don't just get away there so soon. But at the end, that game was settled for a full 90 minutes. And at the end, Magibi will qualify. So the final days will be between Lofa and Magibi. Trust me.
So Lofa has a very good side. The guy who is playing the 0.9 for Lofa, the striker for Lofa, that guy can fight. He is, I don't know how to describe the force from the guy. So once you have a striker and then you have the two wingers having like a free role, and then you have the point guys with the guy who is playing number 9, obviously the defense will be under pressure, and then the two wingers will have their way too. So Lofa and Bong has a very good midfield, yes, and they have a good defense as well. But we'll see a goal in the first 90 minutes of the game. And I can tell you that within the first 45 minutes there will be a goal. And at the end result, Bon County will win the competition. The Bon County will win Lofa 2-1. And then for Magdibi, the two teams are aggressive, yes, but the attacking force for Nima is more aggressive than Magdibi, where you have Abraham Kamara for Magdibi, you have in the midfield Mose. They are more of like that fancy. But if Nima manages to score in the first half of that particular game, Magibi as well will pull out a force and it will score. So you will see a game coming in at the end result. Magibi will defeat Nima 2-1. That's my prediction. We gotta go for the news.
Definitely, we've got to go and be here. The team will be here on Friday with another edition of the show. Bye.
Yeah, so join us on Friday. Have yourselves a wonderful time. And the ambassador said we should place a call to him.
Maybe we can on the feet today.
We'll reach out to the ambassador. You know what it means for boss of Liberia?
Ambassador.
Oh, ambassador.
I mean, others need to call it.
Yeah. Yes, the man.
And I bought small position. I holding.
Can you imagine?
Yeah, man. You
know,
boss
of Liberia.
Imagine the face of boss of Liberia.
The face of boss of Liberia.
So,
oh my word. It's almost 10.
We just got to go. 10 o'clock.
Join us. Yeah, Fico Abraham. We out.
Are you tired with slow internet? Do you want super fast and affordable internet? Telecel Liberia is here to provide all your internet service needs. The internet is moving at a fast pace, and only super fast internet speed can help you keep up. At Telecel, our internet packages are divided into distinct categories: Mega, Optimal, Premium, Elite, and Big Business.